Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I thought we'd go for a row. We haven't been for a row for ages, have we? There's a little bit of a light breeze, but I shall speak loudly. And then hopefully I'll drown out the wind. I'm quite good at that, as I'm sure you can imagine. I thought we'd just have a nice chat about stuff in general, beginning with Megan's new trailer, which is identical to the first trailer. It's, there was someone famous who said, the definition of madness is keep making the same mistake over and over and over again and never learn from it. Just keep doing the same shit. That's Megsy, the queen of madness, the queen of loonies. And yes, I will use that term because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a bloody psychiatrist, and ever since the care in the community, us, the community apparently, are left to care for people like Meghan and Harry and others like them. And they really are, oops, sorry, just getting central. They really are the poster boy and poster girl of use the mental health card to do any kind of lunacy or bad behaviour that you like. Oh, I've got mental health. I'm a man, I'll dress up as a woman. Now, I am from a town called Brighton, which is quite well known. And for years, for as long as I can remember, it's not only very famous as a gay town, it's a very liberal town, it's very accepting. I mean, I haven't been back in years, so I don't know what it's like. But one of the things that we used to have in Brighton a lot were transgender people. And they're lovely. And what used to happen, and I don't think that's what's going on at the moment, but what used to happen would be the doctors would give them hormone treatment and they would say, we want you to live as a woman or a man or whatever, because, you know, these people have been born into the wrong sex body. They're not happy, right? And so they would say, go and live. I think they had to live in the olden days for 2 years as the sex that they wanted to become. And they had to be over a certain age, which I believe, oh, that's gone out the window. That goes no age, no limit, as I understand it. They used to have to be a certain age, fit a certain criteria, undergo psychological tests just to check they were sure, and then they had to go and actually live as the sex they want to be for a couple of years, year minimum. And we had a lot of them in Brighton, and they were lovely. And then at the end of that time, they would have the operation. Oh, how times have changed. So I am a great believer in the transsexual community, actually. If somebody is born into the wrong sex body and it is making them miserable, that needs to be corrected. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about men I see, particularly, with a beard and moustache, who unashamedly says, I've absolutely no intention of having a sex change. I'm just identifying today as a woman, tomorrow as a carrot, on Sunday as a panda. Well, I begin to think that we're entering end times, you know, biblically speaking. I'm not a religious person, but when you start seeing large swathes of society going around like fucking lunatics, one wonders if one should start reading the Bible and checking out, well, the order of events and what we should be looking out for. And Meghan and Harry, of course, positively encourage all this crap, don't they? Her with her loony as ever. And Netflix humouring her, indulging her, like Harry has. I genuinely believe there's something wrong with her, which means she needs help. Not encouragement to continue on a path of lunacy. She needs help, not indulging by a rich, overindulged prince who pays for these ridiculous photo shoots, or used to. You know, he doesn't do that so much anymore, does he? It was like Rent a Magazine, and they'd come to the property and she'd, I'm going to dress up in a lunatic outfit for a whole fucking world to see. And he would indulge her and he would allow her to do that. How humiliating for her, should she ever receive the treatment she clearly needs. And she'll wake up and go, oh my God, Harry, why didn't you stop me? How long has this been going on? It's like I've been living in a nightmare. God, I bet it is a nightmare for her living with him. I always say it's a nightmare for him, but I bet it's a bloody nightmare for her as well. That's if they're together. Once again, I don't think they are. Oh, I've got a bit of breeze on my back and I hope you can hear me over that because I need it. See, look, I don't sunbathe. Look at the colour of me. I don't sunbathe. I find sunbathing quite boring, actually. I just live in this intense heat. And it's very, very strong. And a lot of people say, oh, wear sunblock. Well, I'll tell you what happens down here. Even with the light sunblock, happened to me once. Admittedly, I'll turn the camera around a bit, I'll row the other way. Admittedly, it was factor 50, which you would normally put on babies. Well, I put that on, and basically, when I sweated, the sweat couldn't escape, and I boiled in my own sweat. I got blisters, and it went on for days, and a huge sheet of skin from my neck right down to my belly came off. Because we live 14 miles away from Africa here. Anyone out there who lives in Oz, right, or seriously hot territories, you know what I'm talking about. I think some people think it's like, you know, you go on holiday for a week, take the sunblock. When you actually live here, even if you don't go out in the sun, those of us that are dark, we just tan. We just do. And each year I get darker and darker and darker. Anyway, I digress. And you know why they called them loonies? Because, you know, at a full moon, they'd go gaga, wouldn't they? We used to call it the loony bin, but they've closed a lot of them. We should start a campaign, guys. Bring back the loony bins. Bring back the loony bins. I mean, there's a few of them here on YouTube. No names mentioned. I think you all know what I'm talking about. One in particular looks like he lives in, or sort of sheltered accommodation. Do you know what I mean? Like a care home for adults who can't cope. It's got that government beige type walls and furniture screwed to the floor and shit like that. Well, I shouldn't laugh, but where are his carers? Why are they allowing him on YouTube? Really? Not kind, is it? I mean, in Victorian days, I suppose they would have what they call freak shows, and they would let people behave how they want. Well, we're in a much more civilised place now. This shouldn't be allowed to go on. Least of all some mad duchess all over global TV making an absolute twat of herself. Now, if the trailer's the same, she's going to be doing the same shit, isn't she? She'll be cutting something up and positioning it on a board. Something a 2-year-old could do with a fairly blunt knife. She'll be repackaging crisps from their original packaging into new packaging and writing in crazy crayon, crisps, authentic crisps, on the outside of the packet, won't she? Oh, we're not making any headway here. Well, as long as we're not sinking, that's the main thing. I bet the police, generally speaking, in every single country are snowed under with complaints about these kind of people. I bet it's like, let's say there's someone out there called, I don't know, Victoria. Oh, it's all of a sudden gotten really windy. Victoria's there being a nuisance to her neighbours, being a nuisance to the community, being badly behaved in the local corner shop, pissing everyone off basically, probably on X. Ring ring 999. Hello, this is the police, how can I help? Yes, there's someone called Victoria who's really pissing me off. Oh, not Victoria again. Every fucking week, this nutter, every fucking week. They go round, what's going on, Victoria, what's going on? Have you taken your anti-psych drugs? You stopped taking them, why'd you do that? Victoria gets arrested, held in the cells, presented before the magistrates who say, "Free Victoria." And the police go, "Well, it's time next week. Ring, ring, officer, officer. Victoria's being a nuisance again. Victoria's being violent. Victoria's being foul-mouthed. Victoria's stalking and harassing and demanding to know things from total strangers." Like what? She's demanding to know how much money they earn, how much rent they pay, who they're having sexual relations with. Really, it's not on, officer. Okay, knock, knock, knock. What you been up to this week, Victoria? I mean, I'm just using the name Victoria randomly. This is what these crazy loonies are like. Now, I don't believe that lunatic asylums should totally lock people up, you know, like Megan. I don't think Megan needs locking up completely. Some medication. But I think that what some of these people need is to learn there are consequences, and they can't pull a mental health card for any old behaviour. There's going to be a serious consequence, because then they go, oops, or I'm going to try not to do. And you'd be surprised, a lot of them will suddenly find their marbles. In my day, my dad and other people that were older would say, if you don't behave yourself in public, the men in white coats will come for you. It was a genuine threat. And so everybody, you know, we had to behave a certain way. I mean, it wasn't like Victorian days, but we had to control ourselves. You know what I mean? Not, for example, not go to the toilet in public. Number ones and number twos. And yes, I've seen that recently at the border. Because it's my truth. I want to do a turd here. It's my truth. Didn't someone do a turd in a swimming pool once? or a dog, or claimed a dog did a human doo-doo in a bed with Johnny Depp. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? This rowing boat really has a life of its own at the moment. And of course there's Meghan and Harry, the entire world. I mean, the sane people will be watching this thinking, why are Netflix indulging her? It's actually mean and cruel. That's a kid's birthday party down there. So I've got to stay away from that because they're playing music. I'll get copyright. Yeah, the sane people will be watching going, why are Netflix allowing this to go on? This is painful, you know. And those that actually like Meghan and Harry are probably watching going, make this stop. Make this stop. But a lot of people out there who think, oh, I might try pulling that mental health card. Well, she got a Netflix contract and she got away with telling loads of lies and going, it's my truth. It's my lived experience. And they're thinking, yeah, if she can do it, I can do it. They really are prime examples, aren't they? I got the tiles up in the bathroom. They went quite well, actually. They look pretty good. Portholes are nearly finished. I've painted the ceiling white. I've decided I want more of those tiles because that back wall's quite large, actually. So I'm going to get some more of them. It's going to be really nice, all white. But I mean, honestly, have you noticed something about it? Not just people who are crazy or badly behaved, but I mean, like trolls on the internet. Tell me this, have you guys ever had this? They're such dictators, aren't they? They're such little Hitlers. They demand to know, where do you live? What's your name? Where do you work? Who are your friends? Do you go to church? You tell me. Wow, follow my orders. That is something I have noticed over the years all trolls have in common. They demand to know everything. Like they've got delusions of grandeur. I'm the king or queen of the world and everyone has to bow down to me and tell me what to do. And if you dare tell them to F off, they've usually got some stupid tag name, haven't they? Like Tiggly Wiggly or I'm not a looney on X. And if you dare say F off looney, they go, I'm suing you for defamation. Not realising you've actually got to use the person's real fucking name to even think of suing for defamation. But then, how can you communicate with that really should be in a padded cell with no internet connection? I mean, come on. It's a fact, isn't it? Frightening, so many of them are on, not only on X, on YouTube. They're all over the internet. Do you remember the days when we didn't really know about any of this? Well, that was before the internet existed. Those were the days when just their neighbours, immediate family, poor sod who owns the corner shop, they knew all about it, but the rest of us were quite oblivious, you know, because I'm gonna have a fag. It's Friday, let's have a fag. I haven't got any wine today. I'm not drinking any wine at the moment. Oh, but I'm a drunk. Oh God, they love to be insulting as well, don't they? And I do blame Harry and Meghan. Oh, and the music she's got for this second trailer is fucking terrible. I don't know what it is. I've never heard it before. It's fucking terrible. It's like something that Bill and Ben, the flower pot men, would curl their nose up at and go, that is cringe. I'm not performing to that music. I mean, it's like, she really is. She is one cracked nut, that Meghan Markle. Totally cracked nut. She's like, I'll tell you how the story might end, which is rather amusing. Well, sort of. Anybody remember Jane, wasn't it Jane Eyre? Where Mr., what was he called? Mr. Rutherford or something like that. He lived in a big manor house and there were always noises at night. And it came to light, he had a bit of a crazy wife locked up in the attic. And that's why he couldn't marry Jane or anyone else. And another one was Rebecca. Rebecca. Daphne du Maurier. Well, although Rebecca was actually dead, the housekeeper, is it Mrs. Danvers? She were cracked. She were cracked in the head. Dangerous woman. Set fire to the house and I think she burned herself alive. I mean, these... frightening to think some of these people are in charge of children as well. My God. So brace yourself. If we're all around in 20 years' time, what society's going to be like then? I mean, someone's got to get a grip, haven't they? Someone's got to say, we need a bit of common sense. We've got to calm things down. Be fucking not. No, you can't. You cannot have a poo at the checkout. I actually saw a video of that on X. Lady just, it wasn't she was caught short. She just did it because she wanted to. She had a shit and then kicked it under the counter. And I actually saw at the border here, lady just did her business at the border. Didn't even try to find a loo. Didn't care. Didn't care. Me, I'd be mortified, wouldn't you? Now, I was telling a friend last night, I've recommended this film to a lot of people. In the 1980s, there was a film called Impact with Meg Tilly. And it was basically about a small town and something had gotten into the milk, in the dairy products. And they'd all started to do what they wanted, you know, like a town full of loonies. And it was a really shocking film at the time. And I was telling a friend about it last night, and I've watched this film loads of times, so I know every detail of it. And I actually said to my friend, come to think of it, the scenes and the depictions in that film now are not shocking at all compared to what actually goes on in fucking normal, in society today, 2025. If you go and watch that film, I bet you won't be shocked at all. I bet you'll think, that's nothing. Why is Meg Tilly's character complaining? That's nothing. They're doing that all, they're doing their business all over the place these days. They're dressing how they like, they're behaving how they like. She's got that Chrissy Teigen on as well, hasn't she? Friend sent me all the screenshots of Chrissy Teigen's tweets, all about paedophilia basically, and how she wants to, you know, with children. And then ending it with things like, is this normal? Chrissy, no. No, it's not normal. It's not. When did anybody tell you that it was okay to tweet stuff like that? What's the matter with you? I really hope that is a kids' party because then I know it's going to finish at a certain point. I really hope this is not Uno Dos Tres, take 2 of the music from the other week. I mean, I'm not a killjoy, but I pay a lot of rent. I'm not going to declare quite how much, trolls. I know you demand to know. I demand to know. How's about none of your fucking business, trolls? I think that expression needs to be said to a lot of people these days. Maybe not the fucking bit, but it's none of your business. Don't be afraid to say that to people. It's none of your business. Like I see people going on about, oh, he needs protecting and she needs protecting and I need to do this. And no, it's not your place. Mind your own business. People feel free to say all sorts of things on the internet these days, and I'm not surprised. If you get members of the British royal family spouting a load of shite on Oprah, well, of course you're going to get people thinking they can say what they bloody well like, aren't you? Fucking hell. Recipe for disaster. Talking of recipes, well, there won't be any on Meghan's show because she doesn't actually cook anything. She'll get a chef in, you know, like a peasant, to cook in front of her and go, oh, that's so interesting. I never knew that that's how it was made. Oh, wow. Be the same as the other show. she's Miss Havisham, although she is married. But she'll probably end up like that, won't she? Wearing some weird outfit and gathering cobwebs in her bedroom. I can just see it now, actually. And no, I don't have a lot of... I mean, I have a lot of sympathy for people with mental health. The majority of people with mental health problems, they don't behave like this. People suffer with depression. People suffer with bipolar. I know a couple people suffer with schizophrenia. They don't behave like this. So I'm thinking this is just really badly behaved nutters. And that's my label for them. If anyone out there thinks they can behave how they like, oh, that's the ice cream van. God's sake, I don't get a copyright strike on that shit. Otherwise, I'll have rode all the way out here for nothing, won't I? And Harry having a tantrum on a global stage, you know, over his charity shit. Oh, I see that there's a new PR puff type push trying to win Prince William over, I believe. Oh, what have Harry and Meghan got in common? Oh, they've got the same mother. Well, they've got the same father as well. What would Princess Diana say? Oh, they're carrying on her legacy with her chair. I'm talking Five Friends magazine, you know, People magazine, banging on and on and on. You really think that's going to win Prince William over with Harry? Forget it. Damage done, Five Friends magazine. You've done plenty damage over the years. Suck it up. He's out. When you're out of that family, you're out. Anyway, I've got a feeling something's going to happen this week. Put my fag out in the sea and keep it in my boat. Oh yeah, I saw a story. This morning, headline, Daily Mail, all about a dolphin that went swimming with some people. I've never seen such a load of bollocks written in all my life, and I was so proud of all the commenters on the Daily Mail who basically worked it out for themselves. I've worked with wild dolphins for 15 years now, and it was just a load of shit. I mean, no one's ever sat down and interviewed a dolphin, ever. I might do a whole video about that. I'm having problems getting Graham's phone to actually come on, so I couldn't actually read it out today, but I might do that one tomorrow, and I will. Wow, there's such a loudspeaker in that community centre or whatever the hell it is, some sort of private members club. We looked into joining it once because it's only across the road. $6,000 a year per person, including kids. $6,000 a year. It's just got a cheap cafe. I think it's... Yeah. I'm really loving their music. This is going to be a copyright strike, isn't it? See them all, lovely young lads. Thank you very much. They cranked that right up as they passed. Well, we shall see what the robot says at YouTube about that one. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the dolphins. Yeah, I mean, it's the sort of shit. I actually saw that. That's another nutter. A Walter Mitty. She pretended she was a marine biologist. She's worked for just about every dolphin company in the area except Safari. Total fucking fantasist and liar. Comes out with all kinds of shit. I'm going to count the dolphins. I think, really, how? When they keep diving and they all look the same. I'm going to take photographs of their dorsal fins and document them. They're like a fingerprint. Why? How is that going to help the dolphin? I'm going to give them all little names. Does the dolphin know you're giving it names? Is it going to remember that you've given it names? How is that going to help the dolphin? You know, you get these. I bet she's got a dolphin duvet, dolphin pillow, dolphin poster. It's just a child, a fantasist. Again, I don't know why these sort of people are entertained. Well, they're entertained because of the Duke and Duchess of Nutters. The Duke and Duchess of Losers. Spiteful as well, both of them, in my opinion. I genuinely think they are both very spiteful, which is a very unattractive trait, don't you think? I'm gonna go back in. It's Friday night, I can tell. all the boats are going to come in a minute, and they're all going to play music and then go la 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 la, start dancing and cranking it up right next to me. But the boat's coming on nicely. Oh yes, I might be going on someone else's channel to talk about UFOs. Now I definitely believe in alien life. I actually go further than that. I believe they live amongst us. They're probably the nutters, you know, it's a different species and we're having a culture clash. But anyway, I will be on Candor the Enigma. I think it's Sunday he's planning on doing it. And we're going to talk all about alien life, and I think it's going to be quite interesting. It's going to be fairly serious, I think. I hope so, because I take it really seriously. I really do. Come here. And not you, the ropes. And I'm really looking forward to that. I'll put a link to his channel in a pinned comment so you'll find him. He's got like a magazine type YouTube channel. He talks about everything. He talks about all the latest gossip on YouTube. He talks about, very rarely Meghan and Harry in the royal family. He talks about celebrities a lot. It's a real sort of magazine channel, but he lets you guys, you can hit the link, and any of you guys that want to, you can go up and talk, which very few YouTubers actually do. I want to get into doing that as well. And it's fascinating to put a face or just a voice to a regular name that we see commenting. It's lovely, and then to hear their voice, it's so different to text. So it's a very nice channel in my opinion. Right, I'm back. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hope you're having a great one. It's Friday. Enjoy yourselves, and may your God go with you.